Bradley, man, y'all was sound asleep when I came in.
We've been tired. We've been chasing them. We've been chasing them wapitis.
Woo, you looking good, man. That looks.
Well, it's gonna have to be within. And see, you said that I shot low.
Why'd you do that?
Because I moved my left hand.
You got to follow through, don't you?
Woo, you got to follow through more with this than a compound.
Man, I hadn't shot my. Oh yeah, hadn't shot my recurve in so long.
You know, it's just like shooting a compound. Except when you do the release and you watch that arrow go by your sight, and when you do that every time, it's perfect. Same with this. If you just keep that focus and don't move that left hand.
Cool.
See how that one? I lost my focus on 1 second. I shot 6 inches low.
So you say they're doing pretty good.
They've been doing great.
You texted me and said they were doing great 2 days
Woo!
ago. I sped up. I gave a little more gas when I got that text.
Well, I appreciate you helping me with this. Like I said, I've shot some whitetails with my recurve, but I've never elk hunted. And I'm more excited about getting to go out there, but he got to be within 20 yards.
Back in the late 70s, I built longbows I ordered you from Oregon and built a longbow, and I just loved all that.
Oh, I'm excited. Look, this old, kind of old school, got
oh yeah,
150 grain, 2 blade. Mm-hmm. This arrow right here, it's a gold tip, the 400 traditional classic arrows they call them, and it's a 633 grain.
That's some weight.
It ain't moving fast.
So what are you going to hold your limit to?
22 to 20. I mean, I could probably shoot further than that, but I just...
Focus.
Yeah, I don't want to take any chances.
Hello, I'm Wilbur Primos. All these hunts are exactly as they happen. There's no fancy edits, there's no stage scenes. The calling you're going to hear is excited calling, but all these hunts are as they actually happen, and that's why we call it the truth about hunting.
When the truth began in 1987, we had no idea where this journey would take us. 30 years later, we're still having fun. Welcome to Primo's Truth About Hunting. Primo's Truth About Hunting is brought to you by Bushnell, Savage, Federal, Matthews Archery, Drake, Mossy Oak, Polaris, and Primo's Hunting. Speak the language.
But I really am excited. We're gonna probably have a lot of close encounters with this thing, but if I get to shoot elk with this bow, you talk about one happy boy.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great.
Oh, let's go see what we can find.
What an incredible feeling it is to be with Brad on this hunt. Chasing elk with traditional archery equipment is taking us back to our roots. This is gonna be fun. On the way up the mountain this morning, we spotted a herd using a water hole on the edge of the meadow as the elk head up to bed for the day.
Them ain't no normal mosquitoes. They got
Aggressive.
They have intent.
They're little, but they mean.
And that intent.
Oh, they ain't bad right there.
Look at them already. Holy crud.
I got some mosquito spray. That's where we left all the milk this morning, right there. And we got that water hole up this canyon. When Jordan shot his bull, we just go kind of get started right here at this water hole for some mosquitoes to let us. How many times you have mosquitoes in elk country? You know, see what these elk are gonna do. We can always move from here. Big, go sit, it's kind of early. Go sit down and get comfortable and see what happens.
For us to be successful, Brad needs a 25-yard shot or closer with his recurve. So that means we're gonna have to be patient to get close. We check the wind, get to a shady spot, and cut us some cover to stay hidden. Out of nowhere, about the time we get settled, the herd bull leaves the cows and is coming in for a drink.
You ain't gotta call, he's coming right to the water. Ranging wheel. 26. Man, his legs are back. I need him to move his leg. He doesn't like something. No, wind swirling. Smells. Dang it. Dang it. He was 26. And he was drinking water, but he had that leg back. I couldn't do it. That's dumb. I mean, I was hoping he'd get in there. Hoping he'd get in there and start wallowing around or something. I think he got one little whiff or something. The mosquitoes are so bad. We had to put DEET on. We couldn't be sitting here. And he just got a whiff of something that he didn't like, obviously. Dang it. I was nervous. Boy.
This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Black Gold and Ripcord. Brad had a close call, and I do mean close, with a herd bull earlier sitting by this water hole. About 2 hours later, the same bull is coming back to the water, and he's got the entire herd with him.
The whole herd's running down.
Is that the herd bull with him?
Now here comes the herd bull. He's in the back. He's behind him.
What's interesting about this hunt is that Brad is hunting with his recurve. That means we need an up-close and personal shot opportunity. This could get intense.
That's the same bull from earlier.
He's running the younger bull off.
I think the cows smell us.
The wind is swirling again.
Dang it, man, they go.
Dang it, Brad.
sure smelled us. 100% smelled us. They got just enough to where they didn't freak out, but them cows caught something right off the bat. Dang. It's just swirling on us. It's just no good strong wind. They want that water too bad. Once them cows started coming, they all went boom, boom. Look, they were kicking up dust coming across it. That was pretty awesome, fella.
Brad is paying homage to those who came before us on this hunt. Chasing elk with his recurve is taking us all back to our roots. After a few days of missed opportunities and close calls, we're hoping to get one in range this afternoon for old Brad. He's been very disciplined with his recurve and won't take a shot over 25 yards.
I think we're gaining ground on them. We're getting there. We're getting pretty close now. I just heard a cow. I just thought I heard a cow. Okay, let's set up right here.
We're in some thick cover now. We're hoping this will make a bull have to come in close, looking for the cows. This just might be the setup we've been wanting.
Glasses off, they shine. You got them on your head, too. I didn't know I was too happy. Y'all should have told me. I shot right under him. Shot under him. I don't know. Hello?
But I heard it hit him.
Huh?
I heard it hit him.
Shot right between his legs.
Isn't it amazing the technique it takes to hunt with that recurve? versus what we've done with our Matthews all these years.
The people that kill big game with these, I have
on a consistent
much
basis.
respect for them.
I'm big time.
You know, when you get, because it is harder with a camera than if you're sneaking out here. The hardest thing I'm having learned to get used to, because he came out and he's 20 yards and I want to stop him. When I stopped him, he quarter to and he turned his leg back. So I'm sitting there holding it, you know, holding 54 pounds. And I just had to start easing it up. And you called perfectly. And he started walking again and I stopped him again. And when I did, I shot and just went low. I
It
lost
needs
my
to be
focus.
a fluid moment. If you take all that stuff and you're gonna lose your focus, and I don't think, when they're that close with the recurve, I don't think you need to be letting them know you're in the world.
I think you're right.
Just let it happen. If it happens, great. If it don't, great.
I think the hardest thing for me, because we're always so conscious about their legs, their leg front or back. And so with this, you know, you draw back, you stop him, and I'm used to drawing, you know, fluid motion. And there I am drawing back, looking at his leg, okay, then I'm trying to focus, and I changed up my whole routine.
You got to go back to what you know. But I'm gonna tell you,
I know it's fun.
it's a blast. It's a blast.
This is what we need to make this happen in this
Big
this
stuff.
Big stuff.
That
like
worked.
this.
We never bugled at him. We just told him it was a cow over there. Here he comes.
Oh man, you did good because you started out here and you went around.
Well, you told me you were going.
You know how you get intense. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you don't have time to think by the time you just got to do.
It's gonna be a pretty sunset.
Yeah, it is, man. All right, guys. Thank y'all for trying.
For all models of the Generation 3 trigger stick, as seen on The Truth, visit primos.com. This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Ozonics and Tight Spot Quivers.
How did you, when you shot your first bow, how old did you tell me you were?
Well, I can remember being 5 or 6 years old and had a bow made by Ben Pearson. And it had little suction cups on the end of it. And you'd shoot it and it would stick to, something that was flat.
Right,
like,
right.
Like a car you weren't supposed to shoot and stuff like that. And then later on, I saw a movie and Howard Hill was the front runner to the movie. They were promoting a Robin Hood movie and showing how he became the archer on the movie and how he timed the revolutions of the era and made a broadhead that was shaped like that rather than like that to be able to split the rope.
I remember you telling me that story. It's been a while. That's pretty
incredible. But I just fell in love with the romance of the air and the flight of the air and the bow. And how about for you? When did you start shooting?
I got my first bow when I was 7, and it was a little bear. It was like a youth bow. I don't even remember the name of it now. Just to barely shoot an arrow, stick it in a hay bale. We didn't have targets back then. It was hay bales. We shot it.
Fred Bear, way back then, before the compound, had incredible recurves and longbows being made. And then there was Ben Pearson out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Made a lot of different archery accessories. It was growing all across the United States.
And I can remember, because I kind of got in this hunting industry through archery, where I met you at Indian Archery Outfitters that was in Ridgeland, Mississippi. I started working there right out of high school. I remember getting that first job, fletching arrows, and man, I would have paid to fletch some arrows, but I was getting paid to do that. I thought it was the greatest thing. But
and we became friends there, and it's been an incredible, wonderful friendship.
We would work on your bows, and I got to know you, and then you let me come video some, and this was in 1987 or 8, I believe. Looking back at where archery's come from that point on, to where we are now.
And we both shoot for Matthews and absolutely love. They have done a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
And there's been so many revolutions within the archery industry for the broadheads, the rage, the arrows, the way the bow shoots, the way it performs, and the way you're able to shoot it. And you decided to go back to your recurve this last year and start shooting that again.
Yes, I've always wanted to do it with a recurve. I started shooting one way back in the 80s. I mean, a recurve, you can't draw it back and hold it. That was my first big lesson I learned the other day, but we're getting there.
I loved being with you. I loved watching you try. It was disappointing that we weren't successful, but we learned stuff. We relearned things that we forgot that we learned.
But we'll have to hunt with you and talking about recurves, longbows, you made your own and doing that. It just makes you for me, step back in time and like, wow, this is really hard. If you had never done it and learned it, and it's fun. Archery's fun to me with a recurve or longbow, but how did they do it?
It all really came together in the early 1900s with Saxton Pope and Art Young and an Indian named Ishi, who, if I remember correctly, was a Yana Indian from California. And they befriended him. It's a longer story. You need to read the story. If someone has not read the story, Hunting with the Bow and Arrow by Saxton Pope and Art Young, get a copy and read it. Wonderful history for an archer, for somebody who understands how much he loves bow hunting. This will teach him a lot. And there were other people that came along. I mean, there was Howard Hill, Fred Bear. There were so many that contributed so much to our sport, if you will.
And it taught us
the love of the arrow. I mean, a lot of it came out of England and out of Europe too. But they all that technology and all that trial and error has given us so much to enjoy as a pastime, as a sport. It's all about the romance of the flight of the arrow, in my opinion. Just arching away. It really, really makes you appreciate what a lot of people have been successful with.
Oh, man. I got a new respect for all you guys out there that shoot big game with recurves and longbows. Much respect and
yes, sir.
And appreciation for your commitment to that part of the sport.
Yes, sir.